Greetings everyone. So today we're going to talk about what's inside this box. Now these are some downlights, right? And they're from a company called Lumary. And there are down string lights. So you would string them along the wall, install them, and they will create a cast of light, cast the light off on the wall to make it look like there's a stream of light going down the side of the wall. It's almost like a curtains of light, if you want to call it that. But these are smart lights, right? So you can control them from your voice assistant, you can control them from an app, or it comes with a remote. So you can control it with the remote also. And I'm going to show you all of that in a minute. They have the capability of going from 2200K to 6500K. Now that's just the temperature of the light. So when you have those brownish looking light, brown, orangish, how you want to call it, like in your bedroom, that's the temperature. That's the lowest temperature. Now this supports 16 million colors. Now the difference between these strings of LED lights, because normally LED lights turn to the same color. So if they're red, all of them will be red, right? If it's blue, all colors will be blue. But there's a new set of LED lights that has a new feature called RGB-AI. Now with the RGB-AI, it's telling you that one of those lights can be red and the other one can be yellow. Because most LED lights strips have one set of color. All red, all blue, all green, all yellow, whatever. But with the RGB-AI feature, each one of those lights can be a different color. With these light strips, it has that feature. Once you get further into the video, you're going to see what I'm talking about as far as the different colors they can produce versus just one straight color on all the lights. Now, another feature of these lights that you can string them out even longer. So the set that I got, I can attach more lights to it to make it even longer. The one that come in the box, it has 15 lights and it's 23 feet in length. That includes the cable, you know what I mean, from each bulb to the next. Now let me show you what came inside the box. I got it all laid out right here, so we can just move this out the way and move on to the next step. So in the package, you get a quick start guide. On the back of it, it just shows you some things that you can use to get started. Comes with the remote. Now the remote is easy for you to control the lights if you don't want to use voice control or the app that you download to your phone. All right. It might be late at night. You don't want to scream out command. Other people are sleeping. You can use the remote to control it too. Because the remote, it has power on and off, and it's got different modes, dimming, auto, and you can change it from red, blue, or green, warm white, or cool white. Next in the package, you have your mounting screws or the two-sided tape, depending on how you want to install your lights. All right. Now my option is going to be command strips because I want to put them on the wall, but I want to remove them from the wall when that time comes without doing any damage to the wall. Now next in the box is the power supply and the control unit. All right. So this is going to plug right here into the control unit, so you can turn the light on and off manually and do some other small features. So this is going to be your lowest controlling method of the light. All right. Highest, I think, is going to be the app. The app is going to be the highest because you can do a whole lot more with the app. This will probably be next in line, or your voice control. And I know the app is usually the one that gets very detailed in control and different things you can do with the lights. And last but not least is the string of lights. So they have them nice and bundled together with a Velcro to make sure they don't fall apart. So these are the lights. This is what it looks like. All right. This is what it looks like. And then on the back, you can see that there's areas where you can actually put this two-sided tape, and those two holes that you see right there, those are for the screws if you decided to mount them using the screws. So you got different options. And when I go into the mounting part of it, I'm going to show you how or what you might need to make them go in a straight line. All right. Now let's go in and plug these up to see what they look like before we even get into the part of mounting them and going up to the setup procedure. Always test. I always recommend you test anything before you actually go to the work of putting something together and the lights don't even work in the first place. Now it's easy to hook up these lights, all right? Really easy to hook them up. You can't go wrong. There are two separate connectors, one on each end. This one is to extend it because it has a different connector. And this one is to power it on. So this one is the one that you go to the controller. All right, so all you have to do is line it up. If you look at this right here, you see an arrow. If you look at the tip of this one, it has the same arrow, okay? So all you have to do is line up arrow to arrow and you got it right. Just like that, all right? And as you can see, as soon as I plug it in, the lights came on. Now, we're gonna dim the studio lights here so you can see them a whole lot better. So now with just the press of this button right here, it looks like the power button. Now, when you press it once, it's going to change to a different color, just like that. That's a different mode, if you want to call it that. If I press it again, it changed to a different mode. But each mode is just a certain color. All right. So there you go. Press it again. That's your warm light right here. This is what I'm talking about when it goes down to the lowest Kelvin, the 2200K. This is what it looks like. This is what you would use like in your bedroom, or if you're watching TV and you want that warm light. The next one, this is when it goes to that bright side of it. This is your 6500K. This is what you would use if you're studying. If you're in a room where you need bright light so you don't get sleepy kind of deal, because the warm is more relaxing and will relax you. This one is supposed to energize you, and it's supposed to represent daylight, okay? Let's click on the next one. Now this is what I'm talking about, the RBG-AI. If you notice, each one of these are turned into a different color. If these set of lights didn't have that RBG-AI feature, they would turn to the same color, just like I initially showed you when it was all green, all red, and all blue. But with the RBG-AI feature, it can change each one of these to different multiple colors. This would be more like a Christmas light mood scenario, because you can see those are Christmas lightish. And there you go, strobing lights, different mode. Another mode, another rolling light mode. If you want to get psychedelic, same thing here. And now we're back to the original colors. So you see all of them turn red. This would be more like an RBG mode. That's if the lights are not capable of changing to different colors. And you've seen those LED lights before where you can only change to one color. That's because it doesn't have the capability to change each one of these to different colors. And when I click on the M, it goes to music mode. Now, that's what they call music sync. So if you notice, every time I say something, the lights react. If I don't say anything, then they just sleep. So if you're playing music or even hearing a voice, like if your TV or something is going on, the lights are going to react every time it hears sounds. So that's the music sync feature part, okay? It just reacts to sound. That's using the remote that comes with the power unit. All right. Okay, so there's one more feature I need to show you, because every time you press the power button, it just changed different color mode. All right. Now, what if you want to turn the light off using this controller box right here? What you have to do is click it twice. So you click that power button on it right here. This button right here, you click it twice like this, which turns the light off completely. So I just wanted to let you know that that's how you turn off the lights using this controller box, because every time you click it, all it's going to do is just change different modes, just like it's doing right now, okay? In order to power it off, you have to double click it. To do the remote, you need to hold down the power button, because first you have to pair the remote with this whole setup right here, because right out the box, you can see the remote does nothing. You know, I can press any of these buttons, the light comes on, and the remote doesn't come with any batteries, so you got to supply your own batteries. There's none in the box, at least none in the box that I got, okay? So make sure you have some AAA batteries in order to make this thing work. But this is optional anyway, so I guess that's why they didn't decide to put one in there. I don't know. But anyway, you need to hold this button down, the power button on this remote, for 3 to 5 seconds. And you can see what happened. The lights flash to let you know that it's paired. So now I can power this on and off using the remote. Okay, so now let's do a little demonstration now that the remote is paired up, all right? So if we hit the power button, as you can see, they come on. Now you got your different modes. On the remote, if you go mode up, you'll see that it changed a different set of lights, colors, just like I was doing with the control box. Now you do have one that says dim up and dim down. So if I hit the dim down, of course, you know, it's gonna just get lighter in color. Dim up, then it's just gonna get brighter in color. Now, if you're on a certain scene that's playing, let me go to a different scene. Like this scene right here, and you wanna speed it up or slow it down, you do the dimmer, right? So the dimmer switch is gonna slow it down, or the dimmer up is gonna speed it up. So depending on which mode you're on, the dimmer will dim the lights down or speed up or slow down the action of the light. So if the light is rotating too fast for you, the dimmer switch down is going to slow it down. And if you want to speed it up, the dimmer up switch is going to speed it up. I hope that was understanding. You know, I was trying to do my best to explain it based on my experience and what I've learned about it. Okay, so now that you see a demonstration of how these lights work, the next step is to install them. Now, like I said, I'm going to use the command strips, but you do have options that came in the box. Screws or two-sided tape. If you want them to be in a straight line, I would get one of those laser level. The one that can shine that light across the wall so you can see where the line is. That's my recommendation. If that's not a concern for you, don't worry about spending the extra money. I have one because of the things I do in my house. But if you don't want to spend the money for something like that, that is perfectly fine. You can eyeball it, measure it, wherever you want to do. But if you're the type of person that like to have things in a straight line, a laser line level is what you're going to need. Plus, we're going to go to and setting up through the app because I do have a set of lights by this company that was purchased by me, and I installed them in my living room. So I will give you a quick look at those lights once I finish with these lights. I'll put those at the end so you can see what I have already installed, but these are the focus right here in this video. Okay, so now that I got the lights installed, let's talk about the different modes and lighting condition that you can change it to, okay? So this is the warm white. Okay, so this is the relaxing light that's good for your eyes to relax while you're winding things down. Okay, if you want a little bit more brighter light, like if you need to read or you need to do something, this is where you would change it to this style of light. Okay, but it all depends on what room you have it in and what kind of mood you're in to turn the lights on. Now, if you want to go red, this is what the red looks like, all red. Okay, this is RGB mode without that AI attached. That means you just turn all the lights the same color. If we go green, you see, all green. But when you look at the lights, can't you just see how it reflects off the wall? This is the downlight that I'm talking about, how it shines the light, bounce off the wall, and create this ambience. This is what blue look like. Okay, so there you go. You know what I mean? It works better on the wall if it's in a darker room. If there's a lot of lights going on, it's not going to show this pretty like it is right now. Now we can go into different modes and see what those look like. So let's go into this mode and see what it looks like. As you can see, the lights are just going across the wall just like that. And we can go to the next mode and you can see that, you know, how the lights just bouncing around from different colors in different set. This is what I'm talking about with the RGB-AI. Only lights with this kind of feature can change the light into multiple different colors along the strip. If it's just RBG, normally it's just one color. That means it's all blue, all yellow, all red. And you've seen those strip of lights before, so you know what I'm talking about. Here's another mode. kind of wild, but hey, it all depends on how you want it. Here's another mode. Okay, so you see how dancing the lights are, just going real fast. This has nothing to do with the music mode. This is just a regular mode that's just dancing across. And then here's another mode. Here's another mode. Another mode. You know, it's loaded with modes. You know, it all depends on how I want your light. You might not want all these lights to flash that fast, but you do have the option. See, those are like blinking real fast kind of lights right there. And then there's a slower one where it's just wiping across the wall. Here's another one too where it's wiping from the wall if you just look at the effect. And here's it again at a faster pace. It's just stacking up, you see? It's going from the left, stacking up to the right. From the left, stacking up to the right. And this one is just strolling across the wall. Here's doing it again, different color. This is like a ocean blue kind of bouncing light where it's blinking on and off. So you can see that there's a lot of mode built in. As I click the button, it's just changing to different modes. And if you go up and you want to go back to the mode that you just passed, you just push down and we'll go back to that previous. So up, take it to the next mode. On the remote, you push down and you go into the other mode that you just passed. So if I go up and I say, oh, I like that one, but I like this one better, you can bounce back and forth, okay? Now this one is like almost a Christmas theme mode because you can see that it's going from red to orange to blue as it goes across, more like Christmas colors. So let me go back to that one. So say here, I want this one to stop doing the changing of colors. This is where I would press the play and pause button, and it's gonna make sure the colors stay like that. I can press it there to where I stop the green in the middle and have the red on the outside, or I have the green on the end. So there you go. So if I want the green here, the blue there, and the red in a certain spot, but I like these set of colors, this color scheme, then that's when you use the plays pause button because it freezes the light and then it stops going back and forth. And then you can dim, like these set of lights right here is what you would use the dimmer for. So if I push down on the dimmer button, you're gonna see that it, you know, it gets, okay? So now it's much warmer. This is more almost like night light mode. So if you want that night light kind of vibe going on where you still have a little bit of light in the room, but not too dark, then that's what you have. And then you can brighten it back up to whatever level you want it to be, to the maximum that it will go. This is your warmer temperature, that 2200K, right? And then this is your higher temperature, which is the 6500K, okay? Okay, so now that you saw the installation and the demo of the lights shining on the wall, I mean, it's amazing. You know, the effect that it creates. Now, I'm mounting the lights where they're pointing down, right? But if you wanna, you can actually mount them to where they're pointing up instead. You know what I mean? You would just install them at a lower level. That way they shine up on the wall instead of down. So you do have that option. Think about that, okay? Now, one of the modes that I didn't get to show you was the music mode. Now, this is the music mode. As you can see, every time I talk, the lights just blink. As soon as I stop talking, the lights stop blinking. There's a little microphone that's built into the control box that's picking up sound. And every time it hears sounds, as you can see, the lights are just blinking along the path. And the more sound you make, the more the lights blink. It's like a power meter in a way. So there you go. As you can see, all the lights are blinking to a certain point. So if you whisper a little bit, it just shines a few lights. And if you say real loud, hey, all the lights light up. Hey, hey, hey. So that's how the voice part of it works with the lights blinking. Now let's go into the setup mode for the app. But before you do that, you have to do a little pairing. So let's do that now. Okay, before you start setting up the app, you need to put this thing in the pairing mode. So what you need to do is hold this button down until you see the light go into a certain effect. And I'm about to show you in a minute. but keep on holding the power button down to put it in pairing mode. And sometimes the light will go on and off, but when you see it blinking like that in that effect, the white light, that's your pairing mode, okay? So that's the mode you want it to be in when you set up your app. So now let's go into the app and do the rest of the setup procedure. Okay, so the app is available for your Android phone and it's also available for the iPhone, okay? So it doesn't matter which phone you have, you just need to go into your app store and look for the Lumary app. Now, I already have the app because I have another set of lights that I had installed long before I had these downlights, okay? So I'm going to open mine. It already showed me the other two lights that are already installed in my house, okay? So these are the ones that I already had installed. But for this sake of this video, we're going to hit the plus sign, right? And then we're going to say add device. Now, it's going to automatically search, okay? And since you have it in pairing mode, it's just going to do that little search until it finds those set of lights. You probably need to be close to the light to make it discover it. So if you're having an issue, just move closer to it and then eventually it'll discover the lights. Now, once it show up, like it just did on mine, then you want to click the add. From that point on, it's going to ask you to enter your Wi-Fi password, which I will do next and then follow the next step after that. So after you enter your Wi-Fi password, it's going to go to the steps of adding the light. And that's what it's doing right now, is downloading the necessary information for the app to speak to the lights itself. And there you go, it said it added. So it's all good and it's ready to go. So now I can rename the lights, okay? Because I don't want it to say L-pod blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to change it to bedroom downlights. And now we have an appropriate name, okay? Something that makes sense. Plus, when I speak to my Amazon voice assistant, you know, I want it to actually cut on the appropriate light without trying to figure out what does the L-pod mean. Now it says that if your light strips have been cut, because you know some of those light strips you can cut and still, you know, use them for the other part of it. But since I don't have that, I don't have to worry about the adapt. So I'm going to click cancel. And now I have my light strips installed. I can mess around with the different settings. I can set up the different color cards. I can do the different combination. I can do the different color. You know what I mean? Then I can go to the strips and do different scenes, as you can see. You know what I mean? We got DIY, we got life, we got festival, we got mood. So if you want to have a different mood light, as you can see, it has different kind. It's just loaded, you know, and this is what I'm talking about. In the app, you'll be able to do more. Then you got the different music mode, whether you want to put it on rock, jazz, classic, stroll, energy, and spectrum. It's all up to you, all right? Then you got the app mode. That's the local mode, and you got the app mode, which is music, rhythm, game mode, romantic, you know, whatever mode you want to put it in. You can get into a lot of details here with the app. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that video and got some good feedback on it. I showed you the lights itself, the features, the installation method that I chose. You can choose yours, but you do have option. And I went to how you set it up using the controller box. I went through and set it up using the app and the remote that comes with it. So you have different ways of controlling the light. It's got plenty of features. And I'll probably do a follow-up video connecting it to my smart device, which is my Amazon voice assistant, and go to some other steps. If you're interested in these lights, link is going to be in the description. They're pretty cool. They look good on the wall and they can really light up a scene for you. You know what I mean? They're designed to be used indoors, so I wouldn't put them anywhere outside your home, but any room, basement, living room, I suggest that you can put them at the bottom of the wall to make them shine up if you don't want them to shine down. So it's up to you the way you want to do it. But either way will work for you. The link is in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Like this video so other people can see it too. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.